Hello everyone, welcome to the Needle Magic. Today we are making this vest. It's a unisex vest, so girls and boys both can wear this. So it's very easy and we just need 2 panels and top down method and it will be done. So let's get started. So I'll be using a 4mm crochet hook and I've used 100% acrylic yarn. It's from the brand Impulse. It's really soft, lightweight. So let's start. Let's start by making the back panel first. सबसे पहले हम back panel बनाएंगे and we are making it in top bottom way. So you can measure yourself from your shoulder till the length you want it to be and according to the measurement you can make your foundation chain. तो आप अपने आप को शोल्डर से लेके नीचे जहाँ तक आपको आपका वेस्ट चाहिए उस हिसाब से आप मेजरमेंट लेके उस मेजरमेंट के हिसाब से आप अपनी फाउंडेशन चेन बना सकते हैं. सो फर्स्ट वील मेक अ स्लिप नॉट and then we'll start chaining according to our measurements. So I'll be chaining 82. You can chain according to the measurement that you get after measuring the length from your shoulder till you want your vest to be. How long you want it to be depends on that. So I'll be chaining 82 because that's the length I want. तो आप अपने हिसाब से अपनी मेजरमेंट के हिसाब से अपनी जो फाउंडेशन चेन है उसको आप बढ़ाया घटा सकते हैं. So you can increase or decrease the number of your foundation chain according to your measurement. I'll be chaining 82. So once you're done with your foundation chain, skip 2 chains, skip the first 2 chains and go into the third and make a half double crochet stitch. So we'll skip the first 2 chains and we'll go into the third chain and we'll make a half double crochet stitch. So yarn over, go into the third chain from the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your needle, yarn over and pull through all the 3. So here we have created a half double crochet stitch. So we'll be doing 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following chains. So this will be our row number 1. तो रो नंबर 1 में हमने सिर्फ एक हाफ डबल क्रोशे स्टिच हर एक चेन में करते जाना है. So we have to just keep doing 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following chains, and it's better to add a stitch marker on the first stitch of every row so that when you do the next row and you're coming there, you know that that's the last stitch to be done and you don't work extra stitches or you don't miss any stitch. So it's better to add a stitch marker on the first stitch of every row. तो आप हर बार जो फर्स्ट स्टिच होगा उस पर स्टिच मार्कर ऐड कर देंगे तो आपको पता होगा जो आप नेक्स्ट वाली रो कर रहे हैं तो वो वाली स्टिच आपकी रो की लास्ट स्टिच है. सो आई विल कंप्लीट row number 1 by doing 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these following chains and then meet you back here to do the next row. So here I'm on my last chain. And now let's start with our row number 2, and this is the row that you have to keep repeating until you get the desired size of your back panel. तो ये जो row 2 है जो हम अभी कर रहे हैं इसे हम बार बार रिपीट करते जाएंगे जब तक कि हमारा बैक पैनल जिस साइज़ का हमें चाहिए उस साइज़ का नहीं होता. तो this is the row 2 that you have to keep repeating. So we'll chain 2, 1, 2, turn our work, and this chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. We'll turn our work and we have to work only in the back loops now. So here we can see these V's. So the V that is towards you will be the front post and the back and the loop that is towards the other side is the back loop, and we are only going to work in the back loops so that we get a nice effect. So we'll go into the first stitch, yarn over, go into the first stitch, back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your needle, yarn over, pull through all the 3, and then it's better to add the stitch marker so that we don't end up doing extra stitches. So this is the first stitch of this row and we are going to add a stitch marker to this, and then 1 half double crochet stitch into the next stitch, back loop, one in the next, and we are only working in the back loops, and for the whole pattern we are working only in the back loops of the stitch. So 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches, and we are working in the back loops until we reach the end of the row. तो इस तरीके से हमने ये वाला रो कंप्लीट करना है, और इसी रो को हम बार बार रिपीट करेंगे जब तक हमारा बैक पैनल उतना बड़ा नहीं हो जाता जितना हमें चाहिए. So just keep repeating row number 2 as many times as you want until you get the desired size of your back panel. Once you're done, you can just place it on your shoulder at the back, and you can just see whether you need to do more rows or it's fine, and then we can stop there. So I'll complete row number 2 and then meet you back here. So here I am on my last stitch. This is the reason I added the stitch marker, so that I know that this is the last stitch to be done. So I'll just remove the stitch marker, work a half double crochet stitch into the back loop of the stitch, and row 2 is done. Now we have to repeat row 2, so we'll chain 2 again, turn our work, and in the first stitch, this which is the last stitch, we know, we'll yarn over, go in the back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the 3, and we are done with the half double crochet stitch. We'll add a stitch marker to the first stitch, and then we can continue crocheting until we reach the end, and this will be our last stitch, and then we can chain 2 and we can continue doing that again. And don't forget to add the stitch marker to the first stitch of every row, because that will help you of not doing extra stitches. So 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches, and I'll be doing this for many number of rows so that I get the desired size of my back panel. You have to just keep repeating until you get your desired size. So I'll complete this and then meet you back here, and then we can start with our front panels. So here I'm done with my back panel, and I have done around 45 rows, 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following stitches in the back loop, and this is the size. I find this is perfect because we are working it in this way, but when the vest will be ready, the lines will be like this vertically. So this size is perfect. So I'm going to stop here, but you can increase the number of rows according to the size you want. And now once we are done, we'll just chain 1 and fasten off, and I'm leaving a long tail which will help me sewing it to the front panel. And now we can start with our front panel. And the front panel, the starting will be exact same pattern until we start the decreases. So we'll make a slip knot first. So let's make a slip knot, and you have to make your foundation chain of the front panel exact same as of your back panel. So remember how many chains you have done in your back panel, and exactly same should be in for your front panel, otherwise the sizes will vary. So I chained 82 for the back panel, so I'll be chaining 82 for the front panel as well. So after making the foundation chain, we have to repeat the exact same pattern that we did for the back panel until the rows we have to start the decreases from. So after chaining the certain amount of your foundation chain, exactly the same as your back panel, we'll start with the rows. तो जितनी चेन्स आपने बैक पैनल के लिए बनाई हैं, उतनी ही चेन्स आपने अपने फ्रंट पैनल के लिए बनानी है. And once you're done, skip the 2 chains and go into the 3rd chain and make a half double crochet stitch like we did earlier. Yarn over, go into the 3rd chain from the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your needle. Yarn over and pull through all the 3. So here we have done a half double crochet stitch, and this is our first stitch, so we will add a stitch marker to this. And then 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following chains until we reach the end. तो एक एक half double crochet stitch हमने हर एक chain में करते जाना है. this is row number 1. I'll just complete this and then show you what to do next. You have to just keep doing 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following chains until you reach the end of your foundation chain. So here I'm on my last chain. So 1 half double crochet stitch into the last chain. Chain 2, turn your work, and this row you have to keep repeating for a couple of rows. Yarn over, go into the stitch, back loop only. We are working only in the back loops like we did earlier for the back panel. You'll have 3 loops on your needle, yarn over and pull through all of them, and then we'll add a stitch marker to our first stitch. Adding stitch marker will really help you so that you don't end up doing more stitches or you don't miss any stitch. So it's very important to add the stitch marker. Then again in the next stitch, back loop only, we'll work a half double crochet stitch. In the next stitch again 1 half double crochet stitch into the back loop, and we'll continue doing this until we complete our row. तो इसी तरीके से हमने बैक लूप्स में हाफ डबल क्रोशे स्टिच करते जाना है जब तक हमारी रो कंप्लीट नहीं हो जाती. एंड वी हैव टू रिपीट दिस फॉर टिल रो नंबर 11. वी हैव टू रिपीट दिस. फ्रॉम रो नंबर 12 वी विल स्टार्ट विथ आवर डिक्रीजेस. सो फ्रॉम रो 3 to row 11 you have to repeat row number 2. रो नंबर 3 से लेके रो नंबर 11 तक आपने यही रो रिपीट करनी है. And this is according to the measurement that I'm making, for which I've made the back panel for 45 rows. If you have made more rows or you have made less rows, then you have to measure your shoulder, and once you find the measurement correct, and then you have to start your decreases. So you have to keep doing row number 2 until you find the measurement correct that's fitting your shoulder, and then you can start with the decreases. I have made the back panel for 45 rows, and according to that I'll be repeating this row till row number 11. So I'll complete till row number 11 and then meet you back here. So here I completed 11 rows by repeating the row 2 pattern, and now on my 12th row I have done until I'm left with 6 stitches. So I'm on my 12th row now, and I have here 6 stitches are left, and now I'll be doing decreases. So 11 rows will be the exact same like the back panel, and from the 12th row we will start with our decreases. So till you're left with the 6 stitches over here, the 12th row will be same, and then from here when 6 stitches are left we'll be doing decreases. So now we'll be doing 2 stitches together. So we'll be doing 3 decreases now. तो हम 3 decreases करेंगे. So this is the way I'm going to do it. So yarn over, go in the stitch, pull up a loop, and we are not going to finish it. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop. So you'll have a total of 5 stitches, 5 loops on your needle. We'll yarn over and pull through all the 5 loops. So here we have done 2 stitches together. We have done a decrease here. Then same way we'll be doing here. Yarn over, go into the stitch, and we are working only in the back loops. Pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops. Then again yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops. So here we have done 3 decreases. Now chain 2 and turn your work, and then again here we'll be doing 3 decreases. So yarn over, go into the stitch, back loop, pull up a loop, you'll have 3 loops, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop. Now you have total of 5 loops on your needle, yarn over and pull through all the 5. And this is the first stitch, so we'll be adding our stitch marker here. Then again, yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, going to the next stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 5 loops, yarn over and pull through all of them. So this is the second decrease. Now we have to do the third decrease, yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops. So here again we have done 3 decreases. Now we have to just work normally 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following stitches and only in the back loops. तो इस तरीके से हमने 3 decreases कर लिए फिर से. And we'll just be doing 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches. तो एक एक half double crochet stitch हम हर stitch में करते जाएंगे. So this will start with the decrease and this is the top portion, so we'll be able to make our neck. So this measurement is the shoulder measurement. So you can always measure your shoulder and according to that you can increase or decrease the number of rows. But if you have made the back panel exactly like I have done with 45 rows, then you can exactly do the pattern that I'm doing, that 11 rows. After 11 rows from the 12th row you can start the decrease, and then after some rows we'll start with the increases, and then our front panel will be done. So I'll complete this and then show you what to do next. I've almost completed row number 13. Here I'm on my last stitch, so I'll remove the stitch marker, work a half double crochet stitch in the last stitch, and now we'll start with our row number 14. So for row number 14 we have to repeat row number 12, and for row number 15 we have to repeat row number 13, and then again we have to keep repeating row number 12 and 13 for some rows. So chain 2, we turn our work, 1 half double crochet stitch into the first stitch, and let's add the stitch marker, and we'll keep doing 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until 6 stitches are left, and again we have to do a decrease from that 6 stitches. We'll make them 3. So we have to keep doing 1 half double crochet stitch until the last 6 stitches are left. So we are basically repeating row number 12 here. तो जो हमने row number 12 में किया था वही हम repeat करेंगे pattern. तो जब last 6 stitches बच जाएंगी तब हम उनको decrease करके 3 stitches में बना देंगे. तब तक हम सिर्फ एक एक half double crochet stitch हर एक stitch में करते जाएंगे back loop में. So make sure that you're working only in the back loop. So working in the back loop gives this kind of a texture. So it's better to work like this. So I'll complete all the half double crochet stitches and meet you back here when I'm left with the last 6 stitches of this row. You can see here last 6 stitches are left, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and now we'll start with our decreases. So yarn over, go in the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then you have 5 loops on a needle, yarn over and pull through all of them. So here we have done 1 decrease. Now in the next 2 again we'll do a decrease, yarn over, go in the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up another loop, yarn over and pull through all the loops. Then the last 2 stitches, we'll remove the stitch marker now, yarn over, go in the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all of them. So here again we have done 3 decreases. Now chain 2, turn your work, and here again we have to do 3 decreases. फिर से हम यहाँ पे 3 decreases करेंगे. Yarn over, go in the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 5 loops on your needle, yarn over and pull through all of them. This is our first stitch, so we'll be adding the stitch marker here. Then the second decrease, yarn over, go in the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all of them. One more decrease, yarn over, go in the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all of them. So here we have done 3 decreases again. So we have repeated row number 12 and 13 for row number 14, and this is row number 15. So we have to keep repeating row number 12 and 13 till row number 22. तो 22 रो पे जब हम पहुंचेंगे तब तक हमने रो नंबर 12 और 13 को रिपीट करते जाना है. And make sure that you're decreasing on one side, because this is the bottom portion and this is the top. We are making the v-neck portion here, the v-neck design, so we have a decrease here. So make sure that you're decreasing only from one side. So you have to keep repeating row number 12 and 13 until you complete row number 22. So after this we have to keep doing 1/2 double crochet stitch. After the decrease portion we have to just keep doing 1/2 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches. So after this again we have to repeat row number 12 and then row number 13 and row number 12, row number 13 until we complete our row number 22. After row number 22 we will start with our increases. तो row number 22 तक आप row number 12 और 13 repeat करते जाइए. And the size that I'm making, it will fit a medium, large and even extra large, I think, because this stretches a lot. So I'll just complete this. And then once I'm done with my row number 22, then I'll show you what to do next. Till that, we have to keep repeating row number 12 and 13. So see you back here. I've completed row number 22 and now I'm on row number 23. And for row number 23, we need to do 1/2 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches. We don't have to do any decrease here. तो यहाँ पे हम कोई decrease नहीं करेंगे. So chain 2, turn your work. One half double crochet stitch in the first stitch here in the back loop, and we'll add our stitch marker. One half double crochet stitch in the next, one in the next, one in the next, and so on until you complete this row. इस रो का यही पैटर्न है. हर एक स्टिच में एक एक हाफ डबल क्रोशे स्टिच हमने बैक लूप में करते जाना है. So you have to just keep doing 1/2 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches in the back loop until we reach the end. So I'll complete this round and then I'll show you what to do next. So I've almost finished row number 23. So here I'm going to remove the stitch marker first. 1/2 double crochet stitch in the back loop of the last stitch. Chain 2 and I'll turn my work. And now we have to do 1/2 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches, and in the last 3 stitches we will do an increase. So in the last 3 stitches we have to do an increase. So first 1/2 double crochet stitch into the first stitch, let's add the stitch marker back, and then 1/2 double crochet stitch into the next, 1/2 double crochet stitch into the next, 1/2 double crochet stitch into the next, and we have to keep doing that until 3 stitches are left. So until the last 3 stitches are left, we have to keep doing 1/2 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches. So I'll complete the stitches until 3 stitches are left, and then we will do an increase in this round. So from row number 24 our increase round will increase rows will start. So from row 24 to row 34 we need to do increases. So इस रो से हमारे इंक्रीज स्टार्ट होंगे तो हमारे नेक का दूसरा साइड रेडी हो जाएगा. So you can see this way we did decreases, so we have this side of the neck, and now we'll start doing the increases. So it'll go like this, so we'll have a V shape. So I'll complete doing this until 3 stitches are left, and then I'll meet you back here. Here last 3 stitches are left. So in the last 3 stitches we have to do increase. So we'll place 2 half double crochet stitches in each of these 3 stitches and only in the back loop. So 1 half double crochet stitch, another half double crochet stitch in the same stitch. So we have 2 here. So in the next again 1 half double crochet stitch and another in the same stitch. Now this is the last stitch, so we'll remove the stitch marker first. We'll work 2 half double crochet stitches in the last stitch, 1 and 2. Now chain 2, turn your work. Let's start with row number 25. Again we have to do 3 increases now. So this is the first stitch, 1 half double crochet stitch. Let's add the stitch marker here, and another half double crochet stitch in the same stitch. So we have done 2 half double crochet stitches in 1 stitch. Then again in the next stitch again we will do an increase. So 1 half double crochet stitch and another in the same stitch. So we have done 2 here. Then in the next again 1 half double crochet stitch and another half double crochet stitch in the same stitch. So again we have done 3 increases. So like previously we were doing decreases, now we are doing increases. So you can see a tiny V forming here. So this will start forming like this. Now we have to do 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following stitches until we complete the row. So let's do that. तो एक double crochet, half double crochet stitch करते जाना है. I'm sorry if I said double crochet stitch, it's a half double crochet stitch. So 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these stitches. So I'll complete this and then I'll tell you what to do next. So I've almost completed row 25. So I'll just remove the stitch marker and do 1 half double crochet stitch into the last stitch and chain 2 and turn my work. Now we have to repeat row 24 and row 25 till row 34. So we have to keep repeating row 24 and 25 alternatively until we are on row 35. So that way we will have an increase on the top portion and we'll complete the neck. तो इस तरीके से हमने अपना neck complete करना है. So from here we'll do half double crochet stitches in each of the following stitches until the last 3 stitches are left, and in the last 3 stitches we will do increases. Then again chain 2, turn your work, and the first 3 stitches will be increases and then 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following stitches, what we did in row 24 and 25. Now we have to keep repeating row 24 and 25 until we complete row 34. So first we'll do 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following stitches until we are left with last 3 stitches. So in last 3 stitches we have to do increases. So we will do 2 half double crochet stitch in each of the following 3 stitches. Oh, I forgot to put the stitch marker. It's better to add the stitch marker to the first stitch so that you don't end up doing more stitches. So I'll complete doing 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until the last 3 stitches are left, and then I'll meet you back here. I'm almost done with row 26. Last 3 stitches are left. So I'll go in, 1 half double crochet stitch, another half double crochet stitch in the same stitch. Then in the next again we have to make 2 half double crochet stitches, 1 and the second one in the same stitch. Then we'll remove our stitch marker, and in the last stitch again we have to make an increase, so we'll place 2 half double crochet stitches in the same stitch, and this is done. Now chain 2, turn your work, and now for row 27 we have to repeat row 25. So we will go in the first stitch, make a half double crochet stitch, add a stitch marker first, and one more half double crochet stitch in the same stitch. In the next stitch again we have to do an increase, so we'll place 2 half double crochet stitches in the stitch, and in the next stitch again we have to do an increase, so 2 half double crochet stitches in the same stitch. Now again we have to do 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches, and we have to keep repeating row 24-25 until we have completed row 34. So now I'll keep doing that alternatively, row 24 and 25, until I have completed my row number 34, and then I'll meet you back here, and then I'll show you what to do next, and then we'll be almost done with our front panel. Just some more rows will be left, and then our front panel will be ready. तो इसी तरीके से आपने रो 24 और 25 को रिपीट करते जाना है जब तक कि आपका रो 34 तक आपने कंप्लीट ना किया हो. उसके बाद थोड़ी सी और रोज़ बचेंगी और फिर उसके बाद हमारा फ्रंट पैनल भी रेडी हो जाएगा. सो आई विल कीप repeating row 24-25 until I've completed my row 34, and then I'll meet you back here. I'll give the written pattern on the screen so that it's easier for you to understand for which row you have to use 24 and for which row you have to use 25. So if you have a written pattern, it will be easier for you to make it. So let's meet you back here in some time. So here you can see I have completed row number 34 and I've done all the increases, and now from row 35 to row 45 we have to repeat row number 2, which is chain 2, turn your work, and 1 half double crochet stitch in each of the following stitches in the back loops. So रो नंबर 35 से लेके रो नंबर 45 तक हमने सिर्फ एक हाफ डबल क्रोशा स्टिच करना है हर एक स्टिच में. जो रो 2 थी उसको हम रिपीट करेंगे फिर से फॉर 11 रोज़. तो 11 रोज़ के लिए हम एक हाफ डबल क्रोशा स्टिच करेंगे हर एक स्टिच में. सो वी हैव टू रिपीट दिस फॉर 11 रोज़ till row number 45, and then our front panel will be ready because we have made our back panel of 45 rows. So I have accordingly made the front panel so that we have 45 rows in the front panel as well. So I'll complete the 11 rows by doing 1 half double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches, and then meet you back here and show you how the front panel looks. I've completed row number 45, and now I'll be chaining one and fastening off, leaving a long tail which can be used to attach both the pieces together. तो मैंने row number 45 complete कर ली है, and this is the front panel. It's having this V shape. And now we have to attach both the panels together. अब हमको दोनों panels को साथ में attach करना है. So this is the back panel. This is the back panel and this is the front panel. Now I'll just add stitch markers to the top and then we can start attaching them together. So here I'm taking a stitch marker and attaching both the corners together. And same with the other side. And then we'll count rows from here: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11. So on the 11th row here and 11th row on the back panel, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So we will attach this together. We'll do the exact same on the other side. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So this is the 11th row. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So here, so we'll attach, we'll add a stitch marker here. So we are done with adding the stitch markers. Now you have to measure your armhole, and then according to the measurement of your armhole, you can leave an open space over here for the arm, and then we can sew these two pieces together. And similar on the other side, and we'll join the shoulders, these two and these two parts. तो ये दो पार्ट्स हमने ज्वाइन करने हैं शोल्डर्स के, ये टॉप वाले, और साइड पे आर्म होल की जगह छोड़ने के बाद, मेजरमेंट लेके आर्म होल की जगह छोड़ने के बाद ये बाकी का पोर्शन हम अटैच कर देंगे. So I'll do that with the tapestry needle. You can use any method that you like. You can even join it with slip stitch using a crochet hook, or you can use needle and thread. It's totally up to you, but I'm going to use a tapestry needle because it's very easy when you're using yarn. So I'll just take some yarn. I had left yarn tail so that I could use it for sewing, but I think it's on the bottom side. No, it's here. Okay, so it's better I'll use this. So I'll be using the yarn that the yarn tail that I left here while fastening off. Now I'm removing the stitch marker, and the panels that we have made, both sides looks the same, front and back, so you can use it anyway. Both have the same look. Now I'm just going in the first stitch here and the first stitch of the back panel, and attaching it together. Then again you go into the stitch here and stitch of the next panel. So both the panels we are just attaching them together. So one stitch here, one stitch here, just normal sewing. You can do that with the slip stitch also. So I'll attach the portion from here till the stitch marker. Now I've reached the stitch marker, so I'll just remove the stitch marker here and attach this portion as well. And I'll just tie a couple of knots so that it's secured enough and doesn't open up. And I'm just going to go in some of the stitches. And now we can cut this piece of yarn. So one side is done. This is obviously, we can flip it, flip the right side out, and this is how it looks. Now we can do the exact same on the other side. So I'll do the other side, and then we can leave the armhole and stitch the other part together. I have done the exact same on the other shoulder as well. I have joined both the pieces together, and now we have to attach it from the sides. Now here, this is the top portion and this is the bottom. So from top, I'll be measuring around 9 inches. And here I'll be adding a stitch marker. And on the other side as well, we'll measure, so this is the top portion here. From here, I'm going to measure 9 inches, and we will add a stitch marker here and attach both the pieces together. So this is the place for the arm. We leave it open and we'll join from the stitch marker till the bottom. So both the pieces should be sewn together. So we'll do that exact the same way like we did the shoulders. We'll attach the side portions too. So I have the yarn tail on one of the panels, so I'll use the yarn tail to sew both the pieces together. You can use any method that's easy for you. So we'll just go in the first stitch of the other panel, and then 1 stitch of the front panel, 1 stitch of the back panel, and we'll start attaching them together. Then again 1 stitch of the front panel, 1 stitch of the back panel, and join them together. So we have to do this until we reach our stitch marker. So I'll complete this and then we can do the next side. And once we are done, we'll just add some knots to secure it. And then I'll just go in some stitches. And cut the extra yarn. So this side is done. Now we need to do the same on the other side. So we'll start from the bottom and continue attaching both the pieces together until we reach the stitch marker. So we'll start from the bottom. Then we'll go on to the next panel and we'll do the exactly same pattern that we did, same thing that we did earlier. 1 stitch of the back panel, 1 stitch of the front panel, and attach them together. Then again 1 stitch of the front panel, 1 stitch of the back panel, and attach it together. So we'll keep on doing this until we reach our stitch marker. So I've almost completed. Now I'll remove the stitch marker. And then just make a couple of knots. And then we'll just go in some stitches. And then go back in the other direction. And then cut the yarn. So this is done now. Now we'll flip the right side out. So this is the right side, and you can see how neat the seam is. This is the portion where we attached both the pieces after the armhole, and this is the shoulder. Now we need to do one single crochet stitch on the neck so that it gives a neat finish. So let's do that, and then our vest will be ready. So I'll make a slip knot first and then attach the yarn. So I'm attaching the yarn here. From here I'll start. Chain one to secure, and now just go in the space that you get here, because there are no such stitches that we can work in, so we'll just go in the spaces and try to do single crochet stitches. Just go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two, go in the next space that you get and make a single crochet stitch, because doing a single crochet stitch all around the neck portion will give a neater look, so it's better. But if you want, you can also leave it as it is, but I feel like doing a row of single crochet stitch just to give it a nice finishing. We have to just go in the spaces that we get and try doing single crochet stitches there. यहाँ पे कोई stitches नहीं है, इसलिए हम जो spaces हमें मिल रहे हैं stitches के बीच में से, हम उसमें जाके single crochet stitch कर रहे हैं. So ये हमें all around करना है neck के, and I'm working over the yarn tail so that I don't have to secure it later on. So we'll do that all around the neck. So we'll do that all around the neck and back. So front and back, we'll do this one single crochet stitch all around. So I'll come till here and then I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So here I've come to the center. So on the center, I'm adding one single crochet stitch, and then directly I'll be working on the other side of the neck. We don't have to do any increases there, or we don't have to add any more stitches. So just one single crochet stitch all around will be just fine. So just go in one single crochet stitch in the spaces that you get. So here, so this is how it is. So I'll complete doing this and then show you how it looks. So I've completed doing one single crochet stitch all around the neck, and now I'll do a slip stitch on the first single crochet stitch that I made, and I'll chain one and fasten off. You can even add another row of single crochet stitch if you feel like. It's totally up to you, but I feel this is fine for me. And now I'll just weave in the yarn tail using a tapestry needle. You can just weave in the yarn tail. And I'm doing it on the underside of the work. We'll just go in a couple of stitches back and forth, making sure that it won't unravel. And then we can cut the extra yarn from here. And we are done. So this is how it's looking. This is the front side, and this is the back side. It's a simple vest. You can even add a row of single crochet stitch at the bottom if you feel like, but I feel this is fine. So I hope you liked the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Keep crocheting, stay safe, be happy. Bye bye.